Armen Levack, 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution with us now previewing the Falcons season. And Orlando, as we look at the Atlanta Falcons hiring head coach Dan Quinn, they got him later on in the process. They waited patiently for him. So far, was it worth the wait, in your opinion?
Yeah, it looks like the change is going to work out for the Falcons. I mean, he's replacing the winningest coach in Falcons history, so it was a bold move in that regard. But, it looks to be a pretty good staff that he's assembled, and he appears to be ready for the job. It was a lot of stories out there about him being one of the next great coaches, and we're going to see if that's the case here first time around as a head coach in the NFL for Dan Quinn.
Orlando, one of the biggest problems for the team last year was that offensive line, man. More injuries than I could even start to list for you. What kind of shape are they in camp right now?
They're looking pretty good. They no major injuries. Joe Holly, the center, is coming back from a double ligament surgery, but he's out there cutting it out. They've settled on a unit now. Jake Matthews, the first-round pick from a year ago, is at left tackle. James Stone, who played center last year, is moving over to left guard. And they signed Chris Chester from the Redskins to play right. And they've been developing Ryan Schrader at right tackle, and he looks to be a good fit in this outside zone blocking system that Kyle Shanahan has brought with him via Denver, Houston, Washington, and Cleveland. It's the old Bronco attack. And, there's some work to be done there, but it's a unit that looks like it could open up some holes and help to balance out the offense here in Atlanta.
Orlando Ledbetter with Armen Levack of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution previewing the Atlanta Falcons this season. He's been at Falcons camp. And who is that one name at camp that has been turning the most heads this summer?
Well, it's been Jacob Tammy at tight end. He's the guy that got over from Denver who hadn't done a lot over the last 2 years, but he's caught a lot of balls over his career, and that's a weapon that the Falcons haven't had since Tony Gonzalez retired. So you mix him in with Roddy White and Julio, and you have a pretty good passing attack. In the run game, the two young guys, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman, appear to be headed for the starting job and a split operation, and those two guys have looked good before getting injured with hamstrings, but they were back at practice today running with the first-team offense.
All right, so you got a defensive head coach in Dan Quinn. Vic Beasley, the rookie from Clemson. How's he looking? Does Quinn like what he sees so far?
Oh, yeah, Vic Beasley clearly has that ability to take the edge. He has an awesome first step. Coach Quinn is a joy working with him. He handles the outside guys and the end rushers in practice, so Vic Beasley is his pupil. So he's been quite impressed with him thus far in camp. He didn't do much in the first exhibition game, but that was his first game in the NFL. And, they've had Bruce Smith in here the last couple of days, the former Buffalo Bill great, working with Vic and some of the defensive linemen, trying to teach them some of the tricks of the trade in the trenches.
What's the connection with Bruce Smith in Atlanta?
Him and Brian Cox appear to be buddies. Brian Cox, the defensive line coach, thought it'd be good for Bruce to get off the couch and come in and help him.
Good stuff. That's not a bad name to get off the couch.
No question about it. No question about it.
Good stuff. Orlando Ledbetter with Armen Levack of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. D-Led, we got an Atlanta Falcons team last year, 6-10. They had such high hopes before they had all the injuries. Is Dan Quinn going to be able to get this team to the postseason in his first year?
The path is clear for them. There's nothing in the NFC South that can hold them back. Carolina does have a very good defense, but they need Cam Newton to elevate his game if they're going to be a potent offense. So, and they also have a very workable schedule, one of the easiest ones in the league. So, they could do a turnaround like they did in 2008. From 2007 to 2008, Bobby Petrino to Mike Smith, they went from 4-12 to 11-5, and that's what they're aiming for here. Those guys are still around. The Mitroffs and his folks are still around. They saw how that happened, and they're trying to duplicate that effort here in 2015.
D. Orlando Ledbetter of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution on Twitter at DOrlandoAJC. D-Led, we appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of camp, and we'll talk to you during the season.
Great, Armen. Thanks for having me on your show.